I don't know if that all recorded, so I'll just say we're going for a walk. It's supposed to rain later. We're getting the most out of our ability to be outside. It's very humid, but not too hot. Sorry, I'm trying to... Ready for a stroll?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's go! Oh my goodness, we just had quite the scamper home. These are so wet. We walked all the way to the labyrinth. We did the labyrinth. I called the bakery to put in an order for some bread and flour, and we picked that up, and then we went across to this little free library that's over there, and then it started to drizzle, and we hauled it home the shortest way because it started raining, just drizzling, but you know, you don't know like how long the drizzle's gonna last and when it's gonna turn into a downpour. It is time for me to get in the shower. It has been a few days and I am very sweaty right now and feel very gross. So I'm gonna take a shower while everybody's playing and fresh from sitting in the stroller, and then we're gonna have some lunch, and then I need to run a couple errands this afternoon. I've got a Sam's order to pick up and of course a thrift store order to pick up. So we are home from running errands, got our Sam's groceries, got my thrift store order. Want to see what I got? Here's your Cheerios. It's a just long sleeve striped dress. As you can see, I very much like black and white stripes. And I've gone through my fall clothes a few times this summer because as they started popping up in the thrift store that I shop online, I was like, oh, I need to kind of see what I have because I can barely remember like what I was wearing last fall. I don't even know. Was I breastfeeding last fall? No, maybe. Anyway, my wardrobe has changed a lot due to its changing size and boob related needs and stuff over the past few years. So I've really rebuilt a lot of it over a pretty short span of time, luckily for like almost nothing because I shop secondhand. Anyway, I know I don't have anything like this in my fall wardrobe. I have a few dresses, but nothing like this at all. And I think it's gonna fit right in with, you know, the black and white and stripes. I have something to show you. I'm working on another knitting project, and if you watched my knitting the sweater video, I went into a little bit more detail about my last knitting project, which was the sweater. And the first step is, if you're using a new kind of yarn, you need to knit a gauge swatch. So I have ordered some new yarn for this particular project. I finally have branched out from the Joann's offerings, and this is from knitpicks.com. I don't know. They had a lot of wool options, which is what I was looking for. Because this is a different wool than the wool I was using before, I needed to knit another gauge swatch. Even though my pattern called for the same size of needles, I needed to make sure that knitting with this yarn came out the right size. So this is just another color I bought of the same yarn. They're gonna look really cool all together. So there's those together. I've also got a light gray, and then somewhere else not next to me is a bright blue. Will you throw me that blue yarn?
Yeah, hey.
So here's all the colors I got. It's the exact same yarn. So the one gauge swatch will apply for all of these, and if I ever buy more of this, I don't have to do the gauge swatch again in this size needle. So that, yeah, I'm knitting a hat for my dad for his birthday. So I've knitted the bottom band in a rib stitch out of that color, obviously, and now I'm knitting out of this color to go up the hat, and I'm gonna try to throw in a couple of stripes of these colors. So I had to look up how to switch colors because that's not a part of this pattern. It's meant to be kind of like all the same yarn. It's a beginner pattern, but I figured I could switch up the color for fun. And so yeah, I'm just kind of going around working on this. I always was so intimidated by knitting, but I just feel like all this experience I have reading a sewing pattern has really helped me understand how to read a knitting pattern, and that's really your holdup, is being able to read all those little instructions and things. So anyway, I'm very excited to see how this turns out. I also purchased some other yarn that I'll show you another time from Knitpicks? That's like a fingering weight. Fingering. I'm a very beginner knitter. If you're a person who knits, you should probably be watching somebody who knows what they're doing talk about things like this. Anyway, it's like very much finer strands, and it's a wool, I believe, like nylon blend, which is for socks. So that's something I want to make for Henry and possibly for Casey. I'll have to edit that out. He watches my videos. Don't want him to know what he's getting for Christmas. Actually, I don't know. We'll see.